everyone, it's me, Juan54, back in the video. Today, we're back. Yes, we're back. And today we're going to be reacting to Film Theory, Duolingo. Why? Because apparently Duolingo has lore. And honestly, I just can't stand this annoying green bird. You might be seeing a green bird, but I see a demon, man. A demon. So, any chance to expose this man is always a good day for me. I'm kidding, of course. I don't know why I'm going with that. I just know that some people are making Duolingo like Mr. Popo types of scary. You know, Team 4-star type of scary. You know, like that, hi, and all that. But anyways, enough babbling. Let's react to the video. Sit back, relax, let's go.
Duolingo has lore. Wait, hold on. Duolingo has lore? Like the language learning app? Yeah, you heard that right. And this cute little owl is doing more than kidnapping people and breaking knees to get you to learn Portuguese.
Ha.
His endgame? Saving the world.
What?
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, the show where you're a theorist or you fear us. So normally this is where I'd ask you guys if you'd heard of the subject of today's theory, Duolingo.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm almost certain you have because this theory has been requested for months. Yeah, in our comments and on the subreddit, you loyal theorists have been asking us to look into the lore of this app.
There's
and
characters?
y'all delivered. Because of your recommendations, we've actually been kicking around this theory for a while now, trying to find the best way to approach it. And I mean, with their mascot duo faking his death in February, trying to get people to do more of their lessons. Now
What?
is a better time than ever to dive into the story they've been building.
What?
Over there. And best of all, Duolingo themselves actually reached out and asked us if we wanted to partner and sponsor a video. And with everything going on, the timing could not be more perfect. If you somehow don't know, Duolingo is a language learning app that helps you learn different languages at your own pace. Whether you're a complete noob, someone who's taken years of the sci-fi nerds out there.
All right, we're back.
Now, all of that, it's great, cool, awesome even. But the longer you use the app, the more you realize that its little characters are, well, actual characters. Through its interactive features like stories and radio, you realize that they have names, backstories, loves, hates, dreams, and fears. But none have more character or story than Duolingo's main mascot,
Duolingo.
Yeah, if you haven't seen, Duo's become something of a meme in recent years, bothering learners through push notifications, phone widgets desperately trying to get your attention, and just off-the-wall marketing.
Duo again. Missed your Korean lesson. Know what happens now.
Oh.
Yeah, Duo is very passionate about making sure you do your lessons, no matter what. But now, as of the writing of this theory, Duolingo has announced that Duo the Owl has passed away, probably, quote, waiting for you to do your lessons.
Dang.
The sadness of the internet, pop singer Dua Lipa and Master Chief from Halo. Yes, really.
Master Chief himself?
He'll have miraculously come back, I'm sure, and please forgive me, it takes us weeks to actually make videos. But I wanted to take this opportunity to finally dive into the lore of Duolingo, and what I found? Well, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Let's just say that all of the increasingly crazy stunts and desperation for you to learn your languages might be because Duo sees a dark future for us.
Really?
Trying to save the world. Take 5 minutes to do your language lesson, loyal theorists, and let's talk this one through.
Okay.
So to start out with, let's go over the baseline universe here in the Duolingo app, because like I mentioned at the top of the episode, there's a whole world of characters in here. Now,
oh, come on.
World of characters.
There we go, we're back.
Now, when diving into the actual lore, the best way to start was by jumping into the app itself. And thankfully, there are features that really give us insights into the characters, and a lot of it is just really cute. For instance, some of the Duolingo radio segments have us listening to podcast interviews between some of the characters.
Yeah.
One of them was about watching movies with family.
Kevin, tell us about watching movies with your grandma.
You know, we just love to hear that here on Film Theory. Elsewhere in the stories segments of the app, we see little storylines involving the characters play out, including one with the jock Eddie going on a date, only to realize that he completely misread the situation.
Do you always talk about work so much on a first date?
This isn't a date. It's a job interview.
In case you were wondering, Eddie did not get the job.
So, can I have the job?
Definitely not.
That's rough, buddy. So what can we
Dang.
glean from all of this? Well, first
I
off,
pour a
we
drink for you,
realize
my
that
boy.
Each of the characters here helping you learn to say things like Je suis un chat actually have names, relationships, and interests. Besides the mascot, Duo the Owl, you have...
What the heck was that? Hey, yo! What? I did not need to see Duolingo double cheeked up in a Friday afternoon doing all that. Come on, man.
Friend Zari, both of whom go to a school where Oscar teaches art and Eddie teaches gym. Eddie has a son named Junior, and they actually live in the same apartment building as Zari and their friend Vikram. They are the best friends Bee and Lynn, Lynn's grandmother Lucy, and my personal favorite character, Falstaff, the talking bear. He wears a scarf. I would die for him. There's a bunch of small stuff hidden in these stories that create a world here in the Duolingo-verse. Junior owns a pet fish and parrot and has a crush on Lily. Lily really likes pirates and is allergic to horses. Zari loves cats, but is afraid of parrots and spiders. That sort of thing. It's fun. Not much about Falstaff the bear, though, other than the fact that he loves snacks, but I mean, that's just hashtag relatable.
Indeed.
These mini storylines continue out to other parts of Duolingo's marketing, like their YouTube channel.
Today on Lily's terrifying experiments in social awkwardness, it's Besos.
Yeah, if you head over to their YouTube, you'll find a series of animated shorts featuring each of the main Duolingo characters, teaching you quirks and
what is going on
in other languages and cultures. They're fun, but if you browse through the other videos on this page, you'll start seeing, well, the videos start getting stranger and stranger. They're trailers for parody TV shows.
In Duo's kitchen, it's either speak Italian
Non parlo italiano.
or get chopped like scallions.
That is a sharp knife, chef. Or a parody anime intro called Lost in Translation. Or a 2-hour lo-fi live stream. Huh, that's a great idea, isn't it? Yeah, okay. This is...
I'm sorry if I'm not talking so much, guys. I'm just speechless. Duolingo anime, huh? Duolingo being double cheeked up. A YouTube channel. I swear, if this is an ARG, I'm about to go I'm about to crash out, to be honest.
It's really the green-feathered elephant in the room when you're talking about Duolingo lore and why everyone was so keen on us covering this stuff. If you somehow haven't seen it yet, the Duolingo mascot Duo the Owl is pretty much a viral megastar at this point, all because of crazy videos like this.
The only thing I want on Christmas Day is my mom and dad who were taken away by an owl with a BBL who said I should have studied.
What?
What? If you go and look, the story for Duolingo involving their beloved mascot, Duo the Owl, has become, eye-catching is a word, unhinged is another, but certainly effective. And this is what prompted everyone to ask us to cover the series.
Taking a child's parent. Nah!
Unhinged is another, but certainly effective. And this is what prompted everyone to ask us to cover this series. But the more I dug into it, the more I realized that Duo didn't become this unsettling force of nature overnight. No, this has been a long time coming, and we just didn't see it. Early on, Duo was a very chill dude. He was more of an encouraging, enthusiastic coach than anything else, cheering on and guiding learners to complete their daily Duolingo lessons. So, how did Duo start a descent into darkness? Well, according to
why will you join the dark side, Duolingo?
The number one thing Duo wants most in the entire world is for you to do your lesson today.
And the longer and longer Duo felt this way, the more passionately and seriously he took it. Like if you add the Duolingo widget to your phone home screen, Duo will start the day pretty chill. But the longer and longer you wait, and the closer and closer to midnight it gets, the more stressed and desperate Duo becomes. Thanks to push notifications, Duo was able to remind learners to do their lessons. But if you've lapsed on your lessons or missed a few, he started guilt-tripping you, sending emails with him crying to the inboxes of his lost students.
Dang.
If you completely fell off, he'd send another notification stating simply, these reminders don't seem to be working. The message from Duo was clear. If you stopped learning, not only are you a quitter, but your actions really hurt his feelings. Now, first off, I think this is hilarious. Definitely got a conversation around the app started. And to play devil's advocate for Duo the Owl here, languages are really hard to learn without consistent practice. And while guilt-tripping might not be the best long-term strategy, it is effective for getting short-term results.
Yeah.
And more or less, it did work, and it eventually became a bit of a meme, which Duo embraced wholeheartedly.
Spanish or vanish.
An
Dang.
animation called Duo's Day at Work, we're shown a typical workday for Duo the Owl. Normally, he's tirelessly texting friendly reminders to learners all over the globe.
Yeah.
And suddenly, a lot of what we actually see in the app makes way more sense. Like some of the exercises encourage us by saying, we advise you to use Duolingo every day. That checks out if it's Duo the Owl as the one poking us to continue our streaks and sending these messages out, right?
Okay.
Some of these also get a bit too honest, like the green owl is trying to come up with some new sentences. At least he's being honest. Anyway,
Yeah.
when they ignore him and refuse to ignite their streaks, well, he has to try something different, and instead he dons a giant Duo mech costume to go out into the real world.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
that is a thing that actually happens in this marketing. We see the results of this in an April Fool's 2019 ad for a fake feature called Duolingo.
No,
Push,
don't
which,
do it.
I mean, just watch this.
Since Duolingo
Don't do it.
can be used wherever you are, now Duolingo Push can remind you wherever you are.
Yeah, this feature would allow Duo to users who tried to put off their studies no matter where they were, work, the gym, on a date. Not exactly the wingman I'm looking for, my guy. This is just
Those
the
beating
beginning.
eyes are staring at my
Monitor his
soul.
learners even more closely, flying drones in front of the homes of lapsed learners and projecting unignorable notifications on their buildings. When the menacing seemed to wear off and people started ignoring him again, Duo took a cue from Red from Angry Birds. Yes, those Angry Birds. I guess birds of a feather do flock together. And
Red?
vivid fantasies about threatening people who ignored his notifications. Though in reality, he was just slamming a bowl of peanuts onto the ground. That's
Dang.
admittedly not groundbreaking terror, but there's clearly the beginning of an escalation here. Along with his psychological warfare, Duo is starting to think about using physical violence to force people to learn languages. These frustrations also started coming through in the actual exercises of the app as well. Yeah, some of the phrases spoken to learners during Duolingo's basic listening
Dang.
and reading comprehension exercises
Dang.
were things like, I hate everybody, and you in particular. To
Why you
live
say
is
screw
to
me
suffer.
for?
And I cry and think about sad things. Sometimes even phrases like, Duo used to love me. Clearly this was Duo trying to communicate his sadness and frustration with listeners, but to no avail, because he takes things to the next level. Shortly after this, by March of 2022, people started disappearing, in a purely fictional sense, of course.
Dang.
There was only one person to blame, Duo the Owl.
Have you been physically or emotionally injured by Duolingo?
And even worse, he was stealing Funko Pops.
What?
My family. Next, he took my Funko Pop collection.
True horror. This is also
You
the first
monster.
place where a lot of Duo's comical threats appeared, including Japanese or broken knees, Latin
Dang.
or be flattened,
Dang.
and of course, Spanish or vanish.
Dang.
This carries the hilarious implication that the language you decide to learn will determine your punishment in the eyes of Duo should you fall off. Anyways, so many people and
Oh,
action
nah.
figures had been harassed or just straight up disappeared that the fictional law firm Manchetti & Sons began a crusade against Duo the Owl. Though Duolingo themselves called these claims lies and false information, and that they were filing a cease and desist order against the law firm. Most
True.
importantly, though,
Sure,
Duo says you
okay.
should definitely not call the phone number from this ad.
Text or call Manchetti & Sons now at 781 STOP OWL.
Yep, do not under any circumstances call that number. But, I mean, come on, you know, we had to call that
We had to
number.
do it.
And sadly, it's no longer
Because he
active.
told me
But other people had the
to.
same idea and called it ages ago, playing a silly voice message that ultimately just led back to the Duolingo website. Have to say, seems suspicious. Almost like Duo somehow got a hold of these people and was redirecting hate. But sadly, that's where this particular thread ends. Now, at this point, a lot of the story starts repeating itself. Duo wants more people to keep up their streaks and learn their languages, and resorts to increasingly unhinged ways of getting attention. He started
Dang.
a campaign to win pop star Dua Lipa's affections,
Uh-huh.
befriended Hootie from the Owl House to
What?
maximize his star power, walked the pink carpet at the Barbie movie premiere,
What?
produced a parody Netflix-style reality show called Love Language, partnered with Squid Game to kidnap lapsed learners, and revealed during the 2024 Super Bowl that he had a BBL. Yes, the Duolingo Owl canonically has a Brazilian butt lift. If you don't know what that is, ask your parents. He also started
Heck
getting
no.
more out of
This is
pocket with
absurd.
content in the Duolingo app, sending out challenges that started toying around with his darker interests. Like how? Well, he started to warn learners that there's a man with a knife behind the curtain, and early tomorrow morning I will be at your door. Which surely had more than a few people looking over their shoulders. He even admitted crimes, confessing, I can be a bad boy. Whoa there, Duo, you might want to keep that to yourself. But the
Indeed.
single biggest push Duo has been making during his crusade against Duolingo dropouts, using music to reach out to them. And that makes sense. Psychologists and anthropologists believe that music is
Don't
a
tell me he
complex,
started
yet
dropping the
approachable way that
mixtapes.
societies
Don't tell me
pass
he
on
started
their
dropping
cultures,
heat.
and that music can shape the world on both an individual and societal level. So, using music as a way to get people interested in language, that's absolutely a valid strategy. Though Duo's approach has been, well, uniquely threatening. This whole part of the saga started with the introduction of Duolingo on Ice, and its biggest hit, Spanish or Vanish.
Ha.
And just a quick aside, but this song has the lyric, which translates to, I love human flesh. I think Duo's out for a little bit more than just...
Oh, heck.
This was just the beginning.
I told you all.
Deep onto the SeatGeek website, this fictional musical actually has a full page detailing his entire
I
series
told
of
you.
threats.
I
Gotta
told
say,
you all. No. I was just going with the bit. I was saying, like, don't. Duolingo was like a demon. I thought he was like, Dragon Ball Bridge Mr. Popo. But no, it's not even a joke no more. This is serious. Oh, no. This is horrible.
Partial to Portuguese or the authorities, and you've mamaed your last Mia myself. And several additional songs were also released on Spotify, including the Hamilton-inspired French or the Trench, and, oh geez, okay, I'll try. Ich bin ein Hans Schuss.
Just give us the translated.
Werfer. Yeah, there's no way.
Ich bin ein Handschuhschneeballwerfer.
That's the German word for people who need gloves to make snowballs, and it's basically just slang for coward. And also, just to keep up the snowy theme, but Duo even released a freaking Christmas album. you gotta love it. So that's
Owl on the
Duo
prowl.
is now keeping an eye on his learners through push notifications on their phones, through drones flying through cities, by stalking them in the streets, and now with some irresistibly catchy music. But why? What could possibly be the reason for Duo to head down this darker path that we followed here today, becoming more and more nefarious?
This man is
and
evil.
Honestly, what we've seen here makes him seem way more like a villain than the anti-hero he's claimed to be. So what's his motivation?
Anti-hero?
Why is he doing all of this? Well, it comes down to one simple thing. When you look at what Duo actually is, it explains everything. See, while Duo the owl is, well, an owl, he shares a lot in common with another real-world animal, the kakapo, aka the owl parrot. This is a bird from New Zealand that also happens to be one of the most endangered birds in the world. And I mean, just look at this guy. He looks exactly like Duo. They're both round, fluffy.
Nah, but one of them is actually
legs
innocent.
and tiny wings. Even the little lining around their faces is basically the same. But their similarities go further than just the visual. See, the kakapo is a flightless bird. Best they can do is glide short distances, which, as we all know, is just falling with style. And Duo, well, he struggles in that department too. Within the Duolingo app, you'll rarely see Duo airborne. He's much more about jumping or gliding. What you will see from him, however, is great difficulty getting his wings to support his weight, just like a kakapo. So, okay,
I mean, just put some minutes in the treadmill. You'll be good.
Interesting. See, this is a pretty broad overview, but the kakapo is a figure in the folklore of the Maori, the native people of New Zealand. And according to that folklore, the kakapo is believed to have a supernatural foresight into the future. This belief stems from the kakapo only mating when the rimu tree fruited, an event that only happens once every 4 years or so.
Dang.
The idea is that the kakapo could literally see the future and know when the trees were going to fruit, and knew when it was time to, well, you get it. And if you want even more proof that Duo the owl is actually a kakapo with these foresight powers, this actually really happened to me in real life, but I myself got an unprompted email from Duolingo encouraging me to continue my streak, foreseeing that I would hit a 14-day streak. I mean, come on! But now, knowing this, if Duo is an endangered owl parrot with latent psychic abilities, suddenly everything makes way more sense. Why would Duo be doing all of these heinous things? Spanish or vanish, Korean or not be seen, French or the trench. He's desperately trying to get people to learn languages because he knows something we don't. He sees something awful coming with his foresight and wants to avoid it. A dystopian future where humanity doesn't talk to each other anymore. And I mean, just look around. Every
Dang.
day, it feels like society is shifting further and further into isolation.
I mean,
chambers have trapped us, and global communication is breaking
it wasn't
down.
our fault, right?
He tried to straight up warn us about what he sees going on in the world in the app. In other exercises on the learning path, he's told us that the government of the country is not very effective at the moment. And today there is no good news in the newspaper. And
Dang.
worse still, why is the government giving so much false information to the public?
Dang.
According to the Duo's Day at Work
They
animation,
really do
Duo is
sending out messages like
canonically the one
this?
sending out these translations. He's the one sending these warnings because he's almost certainly seen this exact thing happen before. After he died, an in memoriam post from Duolingo's social media accounts revealed that Duo was born over 3,000 years ago in
Dang.
1000 BC. That in and of itself was a bit of a curveball, but that means that he's witnessed the rise and fall of numerous civilizations, the Egyptians, the Romans, the Mayans, and he doesn't
Dang.
want to see it happen again. And the solution is painfully simple. If we learn new languages, if we take the effort to communicate and learn about foreign cultures, expanding our horizons with new words and ideas and concepts, that teaches us so much more than just how to say, I want sushi in Japanese. That helps us grow as people and become
dang,
closer
okay,
together,
so-
and it is working. We see this through the characters inside
So,
of the
what does that make him?
Check this
Essentially
out.
like
If we go back to
Magneto,
the
or?
Duolingo YouTube page, you'll find some videos like I Hate Christmas, which
Dang.
features the character Lily talking about how much she, well,
Hates Christmas.
That doesn't particularly sound like someone who enjoys to communicate, let alone go outside. And
Yeah.
yet, Lily is all about talking to us in the Duolingo app, where you can literally call her to help practice your languages with the Call with Lily feature. She is literally connecting with you to help you learn about other peoples and cultures and languages.
Yeah.
And that right there is ultimately Duo's goal. Why he bothers us with push notifications, encourages us to keep up our streaks.
Yeah,
and
encouraging
now
us, or
he's
otherwise
gone
we
out
about to
into
go
the world
bye-bye.
make sure that you keep learning, or else. But hey, once again, I want to thank Duolingo for reaching out to sponsor this video. Please add me on Duolingo.
Okay, not gonna lie, So, I guess that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like the videos I know you guys enjoy, and comment down below what you guys think. My opinion, this was a weird video, to say the least. This was a weird video, and I did not think that... I genuinely thought Duolingo was like a demon. Like, this man is a certified crash out, but apparently it was all true. I thought the memes were memeing, but apparently it's all true. And I guess he's also trying to be... He's basically the villain that's trying to help people? I guess? I don't know, man. To be honest, I'm shook of right now. I did not expect this at all. From kidnapping parents, from basically teaming up with the people at Squid Games, and apparently Duolingo is also double-cheeked up, and he can see in the future and trying to, you know, make us learn other languages. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just throwing it in the towel. I'm about to sit down for this one. Anyways, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way you can react, so, you know, you never miss out another video. Hopefully the next video we do is less, you know, less out of pocket. And, yeah, this is OneGamer54 signing off.